My name is Claire, and I'm here at Brick Fiesta 2018. And this is a collaborative group display that the Austin LEGO user group did. We did a big miniature golf course. It's 18 holes with a clubhouse and a pond and a parking lot and a snack shack. The whole mini golf experience. So starting here at the clubhouse is where you get your ball, and you can get ice cream when you're done. But let me open this up for you. You can see inside, you can get your golf balls, you can get some ice cream. This was done by Erin and Micah, who are two of the people in our lug.
I love the detailed interior there. So many fun little details with the ice cream and all of that.
They really do like to tell a story, so that's something that they always bring to their mocks. I'm going to put this back on, and they thought, and then this is hole 1, and this was done by Ben, and it's Easter Island, and then you shoot the ball up and in the back, and then you go straight to hole 2, which is Lisa's, and she did a hedgehog miniature golf hole. She has pet hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are her thing. So this is what I really want to do. And that's the really cool thing with this kind of project is everyone can really do something that they like.
It really kind of reflects the personality, each hole of the builder.
Yeah, and so every builder has a different personality, different building styles. It was a lot of fun. And then the second hole is Classic Space. And that's one that I put together, and I'd never really built little micro-scale spaceships before, so it was a fun challenge for me. I just thought it was a neat thing to do.
And all the iconic Classic Space colors in there.
Yes, yeah. So I wanted to represent that LEGO theme because it was such an important theme for so many of us. So I felt it needed to be there, and I just put it in. And then this next hole was based on an old Belleville set that I found with those big animals. None of the other LEGO sets have dogs that are that big, so
doesn't quite work to scale with a minifig.
not to scale for a minifig, but perfect for miniature golf. Yeah. So the Belleville set had those 2 dogs in it. When I saw it on the shelf, I was like, "That's mine. We're gonna do a golf hole with those." So that's what that one is. And then this next one was done by Amari, and it's a Windmill, and he did a lot of work on the gearing, slowing down the motor so that the golf hole goes really, the windmill goes really slowly because it would have to, otherwise you would have no chance to get through that hole. So that was really clever gearing on his part to get that done. And then the next hole is just a simple one that was made with some Friends poly bags. We actually had a whole no-show, so this one was done at the last minute, but it's still a lot of fun. And then the next one is a pirate one that I did, and we have a couple of moving features on that one. We have a drawbridge that lifts and lowers on a piston, and then the eyes spin, and I have all the gearing exposed in the back so people can see it. But that's actually the skull part itself is an homage to an old LEGO Pirate set. It was pretty much exactly what was in the set in terms of look, but in that one it was on a turning thing that made a drawbridge. But it was sort of inspired by that, and it's got a little treasure cave in the back. And
yeah, it's like a nice throwback to the old Skull Island set there. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
So that was my goal with that one and the Classic Space one, was to kind of do a throwback on
it. The movement you incorporated so well in there with both the drawbridge and the eyes moving together just is perfect there.
Yeah, thank you. That was actually the first mock that I had motorized on my own, so I was pretty proud of that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then let's see. Yeah, the next one over here is Josh's, and it's a sea monster, and the golf hole on top of that. I really enjoy how we use the teeth pieces as fences, and then you got the monster under it, so it's like really teethy. And I thought it was also funny that he used the minifigures accessories to be doing the golfing. So I thought that was really cute. And then the castle here was done by James, and it's a fun one, and there's a very slight angle on both of those pieces, so they are golfing uphill, but you can't really tell from here. It was a neat detail I thought that he put in, and then doing the waterfall off the edge I thought was a neat touch.
Yeah.
And then this next one is a coral reef one, and that's another one I did, and I really enjoyed enjoy using pieces in different ways. So the fish head things, this one and here are from the Ninjago Shark Army. And then I have some hats used as Reef pieces, and then I have a lot of hair pieces and some cupcakes, things like that are used in a way maybe you wouldn't expect, but are still a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love this hole because it's such a perfect example of using pieces in ways that maybe they weren't intended for, but still look really nice.
Right, and you get that a lot also in micro scale. You have to use pieces differently because all of the pieces aren't scaled for that. So this is Nathan's micro scale castle, and I really enjoy some of the little piece usages like the corner brackets, and then using the clips as the turrets on the top of the castle, the Technic bricks to make the little cross-shaped windows, and just all of the little pieces that you have to use to translate a very big castle into a very tiny microscale project. I thought that was really cool. The next hole is Will's, and he used some of the old Homemaker figures, the really large scale figures. I had one of those sets when I was little, and the minifigure was the baby, and then everyone else was this size. I thought it was a really fun way to incorporate that theme. Also kind of the homage back to the old themes that were...
That's a really different, interesting theme. Do you know what years those were out?
So the Homemaker was like mostly the late 70s, I think, because I know the set that it was one of my very first Lego sets, had the minifigure as a baby, and that was, I think that set came out in the very late 70s. I had it in the early 80s, but I think it was a hand-me-down. But a great one. And then this is Erin and Micah's Snack Shack, so playground, snack area for the kids. Obviously, you're mini golfing, you need food, so they also had done the Clubhouse. They really like the playful kind of storytelling.
They like the food.
They love the food, and they love minifigures, so they always have a lot of those in both of in all of their builds. And then this one's by Brian, and it's the Star Wars Hoth. And just great use of the maxi fig, the big fig of the Wampa, and I hope I got all those right. And all the other Star Wars characters.
The top hat on R2-D2 is a nice touch there.
It's always fun to have fun with your Lego. I mean, it's a toy for a reason, right? You gotta play around and have some whimsy. And then this is Will's Big Bunny. This was actually the first set of the mini golf. He came to a meeting and he brought this and he said, "What about this?" And we all just jumped on the idea because it was so much fun. This one is, I think this one's Ben's, and it's just got a puzzle that you go through with some dips and some ridges. Very traditional mini golf. This next one is Amari's. And his story with this one is that the only way to get a hole-in-one is to use the Force. You got the Death Star, and then there's a hole down there, for the rest of us. But he has
less talented,
right? Those non-Force users. And then this is a Minecraft-themed one. Obviously, this is another one of Josh's, I think, and just a great use of the Minecraft, the smaller scale Minecraft. And then this last hole is another one of Erin and Micah's, and the story that they're telling with this is that it would be, easy enough to go around, but if you manage to get through all of those loops and arches in one go, and you make your hole in one, you get a free ice cream. That was their concept with that one, was having fun with the ice cream theme, right, and doing that. So, and then the parking lot, Tim, who's in the Houston group, he brought a lot of the cars. And then most of so we just did a lot of cars, and we decided that doing 8 wide spaces would be good because most of us make 6 wide cars, so that would make it easier for people to bring cars in. And then Izzy did this end of the parking lot with a great dumpster with lots of fun trash bits in it and little cats and rats and stuff. And then he also did the billboard that's being painted. So we all just had a lot of fun with it, and just put it all together. Once you get the whole set together, it's pretty impressive. And everyone got to really do their own thing and speak to their own interests. So I thought that was a really good group.
Yeah, and you mentioned the parking lot. I wanted to point out your Joe's plumbing truck down there. You were showing us before the video how that incorporates into the build.
Yeah, so the hole that exists solely to hide the battery pack. So there's the truck is just a shell for the Lego battery, and then the power function motors in here. The battery is in the truck. So yeah, I was like, well, I have to do something to hide that battery. So that's where I hid it, and then Amari hid his battery in a dumpster. So that was fun because you gotta hide those battery boxes. You don't want to mess with the flow. So
but still incorporated them perfectly into the build. That's a great idea. So how many total builders were there here?
14.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So lots of us really got together and did a build together. Our LUG really likes doing collaborative builds, so that was something that we did.
Can you talk a little bit more about how that collaboration process works with the LUG? Are these like monthly meetings that you're having and comparing it? How does that work?
So we did a monthly meeting, and we come up with different build challenges for our different meetings, just to kind of keep each other interested, get to see each other's things. With this one, we since we all worked in the same sizes, we wrote out a map and figured out a path and signed up for numbers, essentially. So we said, this is the map, these are all the numbers, who wants which holes, and you have to match the path. And then we had 1 or 2 meetings where people brought a couple of their holes, but we didn't see the whole thing together until we got here. So and I can show you what kind of our map looked like that we distributed. So I'm going to reach over and grab that. So this is the kind of map that we started out with, and we said this was about halfway through the process. These were the holes that were taken. We said, here's the mini golf, here's the parking lots, this is our path. Just make everything line up, and then thankfully it all turned out okay. I always bring some extra pieces just in case things need to be tweaked if I didn't get the path to line up with the person next to me. So that's some of the challenge of a collaboration like this, but we really did, I think, make it work pretty well.
Yeah, it turned out great. Thank you so much for taking us through the whole display here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.